Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2022, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, UN Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. So before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue to today's session. Today, we are, as usual, we all know that we are commemorating various days, especially celebrated internationally, nationally and regionally. So today is a very significant day, especially when we are celebrating 75 years of independence. 8th August, Quit India movement started by All India Congress Committee session in Bombay on 8th August 1942 by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and it is also known as August movement or August Kranti. And yesterday was also National Handloom Day to commemorate the launch of Swadeshi movement on 7th August 1905 had encouraged indigenous industries, especially cottage industries, and in particularly handloom weavers and rural livelihoods. And today we are also commemorating National Happiness Happens Day, encourages happiness all the day. Along with that, we have International Cat Day 2022. It is promoted by IFAW to help raise awareness of how to care for and protect felines, that is cats. And also, finally, we are commemorating International Assistance Day, Dog Week, IADW, from starting from yesterday till next Sunday, to recognize and honor the hard-working assistance dogs and to raise awareness and educate public and the great deeds and service they provide to the blind and deaf, along with other illness. So with this short commemoration for the day, we will look into these aspects. After a session by Sri Ravichandran ji, is HRM Consult, Principal Consultant at Mapper Consulting Co. So we will look at various career options and career mapping. Then we will share our insights on these commemorative days. So Ravichandran ji, you can unmute yourself, start your video and start your presentation. Ravichandran ji, you can unmute yourself, start your video and presentation. Okay, while the speaker is getting ready, presenter is getting ready for the presentation. So let's quickly look into the different commemorative events for the day.
Hello. Dr. Ravindra is online.
Yeah, you are audible. You can
Yeah.
start your video also.
But I have not started with the video. But just hold on for a second, please.
Okay, you can continue without video also if you have any technical issue.
I will mostly go with the one. Just hold on. Welcome to all of you. It's quite delight to join the special day of, as Dr. Ravindra explained about, August 8th is a very important day for our my discussion all happened in the morning of today with Dr. Ravindra, and especially was explaining about few things which are quite important for the current scenario, especially manage the current sustainable condition for the youth below the line students and seniors who are having aged more than 40-45 years of life, having their families, belongingness, everything. So my importance of this discussion of today, the career have become quite important to justify ourselves in the very early younger age, it seems, appears like it. The earlier time, the traditional India has got its own, it has got its own set standards. We had our own, primarily with family run business in the early period. Again, when we come into the traditional profession, which is being managed by their family, you will see why the family were in India. We had joint family concept. Joint family was a niche importance in any country at any given time of early and pre-World War existing all kind, more than 150 years ago. We all were having, traditional domain of our own, and we no need to tend upon to look for any new employment, new identifying ourselves, because our blood is practiced to certain practices. It was naturally coming along till our lifeline. But after the post-World War II, all farmhouses have become turned into industrializing. The farmhouses owners, children were started going to machine managing of factories. There it's all started up. Look at those things. Why industrialization had a big rapid change in the world economy was after the post World War II. So if you look into it, From there, every nation have started becoming changing. And we come across with more than years today, we ignored, we have even actually taken off our wings of our own knowledge, wisdom, experiences, which is coming in our DNA setup. So I would like to give my speech very small, slight, but touching your heart, how we are all migrated from one to the other and next to the another, losing our intentionally engaged in our mind earlier. Any of you sitting as a guest participants of today in front of us, they all had know this same profession what you do more than 50 years ago behind. All we came from farmers family. Myself is a farmer family, but I never know anything. My father had a farming land, but he got into employment of central government in his 28th age. Similarly, everyone in here, my father had a land. He was doing a farming work even after some time of up to 45 ages. But after that, he sold out, came off the farming. But my grandfather is nothing no other than farming. Similarly, everybody has either farming or different passion of their own family businesses. No, likewise. So why I'm saying all this, having passing through all these today, one to the other profession we got in, our joint family concept is getting reduced, and we all call this today is a nuclear family. What is nuclear? I do not understand. Why nuclear is mentioned over here? Now, what is it called nuclear for losing our joint family? It's my question internally. Why I'm asking is this: the entire cosmopolitan of today, having the population of Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta. Calcutta was the previous time highest populated nation in the worldwide, if you compare it. But today, keep aside the Calcutta. But Mumbai population is huge, three times larger than Delhi population. Unimagined. All were come from migrated from one state to the other state, ignoring their own practices of what they were supposed to, but all gone. Now we are all looking for new plans, new programming ourselves, living a family, smallest way of living conditions. All were having sets of needs. Your father, your elder brother have the same sets of home needs that you also have. So the family have become divided, and all we have become needs basis and everything grown up. Today the retail market grown up on what reason? Everything on every individual needs. Okay, everything we know about it, and how we are going to progress on this basis today. How we are going to grow up like this? Everyone requires everything. Previous days, one family had hardly 300 square feet area of living area, constructed area. But today, everybody having two houses, three houses individually, either all the brothers, sisters, all needs have rights. Everything is right. Education is hitting. The economy is changing, booming. After this Russia-Ukraine, the prices across global universally, say Sri Lanka, if you look at it, the entire economy is blasted off because of lot changes. In India, especially when we look at everything is on rocket speed. Yeah. Look at this gas prices, everything. Why I'm talking the economy before starting the career progression? Because this is a slide I was thinking to share with you. Nothing else. Otherwise, um, uh, uh, this all we are going to talk about today. In the 1 minute, just hold on, please. Hold on for a second. I'm going to just put my slide very clear view. Is this right? Okay, Dr. Ravindra? You are seeing the career progression planning, correct? Dr. Ravindra? Well, okay. I hope everyone is hearing my voice. Can I get some clue about?
You can continue.
Well, okay. So, as such, uh, we are planning. We are tend to plan. It's all in the pipeline of today's interest. We never thought about. Even as an HR man, I lived for long years. Today, we are talking from the 8th standard how to plan ourselves in a career progression program where we are all standing. Previous time, Japan used to say up to 12 age, you should not touch the brain of children. You should allow them to grooming themselves, living themselves, how to roll their sleeping beds, how to organize themselves up to 12 age, no need of learning of any book learning. Those days are past days today. In Japan, even up to 12 standard today, 12 standard, 12 age, I'm talking about. They were saying no education is required. You need to plan, groom yourself. But today we are more focusing on only children education, and we are making our children how to feed, and we are feeding by spoons and by hands because they are rushing to school curriculum. The school curriculum made us highest, but tightened children not even having a time to eat their hands using. The mother, father is feeding food. I have seen it. It's quite, this kind of education program we are planning today. All that happened behind my lines of 5 years, 10 years of time. Today, 8th standard, 10th standard education is becoming so important, talking about it, how we can smartly plan the future progression. Great. This is the call. We are all need to tend to build upon nothing else one economy of people like us to supposed to do. Sir, I want to explain in a very common understanding to all the participants, please. It's a very simple point I'm going to talk about. And please, anything in the middle, raise question. Let's talk as a group debate in case required. So, well, it's all Dr. Ravindra's permission on those kind. Yes. See, as a career opportunity, we tend to test about the children, assuming 8 plus 5, the age of 13, 14 aged boy, supposed to work on something. Work does not mean that work is a physical work. There is involvement. The man supposed to work. It means anything he does it on daily basis, getting up, going to classes, attending the class, given class subjects as a student, progressing as per the students, either interest, disinterest, all keep aside. He is supposed to perform on the basis of the school curriculum. Either he is smart enough in other interest, or he is not understood of anything. He is supposed to go like a cattle field and cattleman. This is the practice. Now, it's a time to elevate ourselves to understand as a parent side, even the teachers coordinating of those students, sports areas everywhere, we need to find out what is actually his own interest. Commonly, boys, children, girls, they keep talking something, I'm okay this, okay that. Keep aside. No, there are two terminology used in India, engineer, doctor, all dialogues are bored one. It's a quite boredom. Even if I say, I feel it myself getting bored. Huh. Now, how to prioritize. How to prioritize about the boys, girls' interest. It's originally having any interest. Start from the childhood time itself. I remember, give me my son example as an example. So it makes you to really get into this, sink into the my discussion, and you yourself can understand it. Then where required, as you are a participant, like many subjects, as a faculty teacher working, you call us, Dr. Ravindra and we together come give little input on the education. Yes, hope I am communicating something very valuable point. Well, we need to find children interest. As I told you, my son was talking lot about space, science, 6 years thinking on his interest on science without knowing what all about. But there were talk. He talks about stars, he was talking about space, he was talking about planets, he was saying this planet speed, everything, the earth rotation, everything was talking. He was staring at star, the distance it could be, how much star, no, large, blah, blah. So can we decide he could be a scientist interest or science interest? Yeah, I don't know how to say all about it. His interest or what? Whatever he's viewing it, he started communicating. That is all. Then gradually we come into the reality. Science is very important, but he was not really best in science. So we decided not science is the best or wrong, but we opted as a commerce study. Later he got into the commerce study, keep aside. So now one interest was sorted by discussing, but lateral stage he moved into the another streamline. It's a common. Even my daughter, she used to talk, I want to become a veterinarian. My daughter at the age of 6th standard. Why? And some reason she will say. It could be good or jokes or kind, keep aside all apart. But the involvement of the children mind gets in, suddenly pops in now, and they state about it. We can hear upon those, and practically we need to think, yes, at last she got into science study, more subject related to, she's only 11th standard age. Similarly, starting from the career progression, we can go with identifying the best tools programmed, discuss about it in a bigger way, nearing to the, reaching to the schools, primary stages, likewise. That's what I want to talk about. Career option can be even thought about in a very early stage by analyzing their skills, values, self-assessment. This is. Then we can prioritize it, making comparison at those stage itself. Some comparison we can do, and with the factors available. So these all exercise we can do it by step for even children. This is what I do also believe. We need to go with it something. No, today the demand is likewise. So we need to think according to the norms of current status, not talking the days of 100, 200 years behind and talking all the time World War I, World War II, and Vietnam War, all kind, because of the war only all nations have got changed. The war we had it today, last 3 years, what? We had a war, global war called Corona. Corona, we got like a third world war. Everything paralyzed. Every profession got cut, killed, paralyzed. So career development is also got in because of there are changes, many economic changes, And especially, new avenues have come up, like, online study. Nobody knows online study. Webinar is the word today have come. Previously, we used to call seminar. Now it's called a webinar. Earlier, seminar. All physically were available. Today, everybody at home, we are attending. This, they're never called over. In spite of, I have conducted several interviews for meeting my candidate with the Reliance broadband. One has to go to Reliance Internet Center. From there, from the shop, he is supposed to attend interview. We conducted interview around 10 years, 12 years behind. Today, that Reliance computer center, on every shop centers we had it. Those all were got closed. Reliance web center. You all know it. At the age of anybody 40 plus, 35 plus could have seen Reliance web center, computer center, where you can go and attend extraordinarily best computer Zoom kind connect. Today, that entire demand is gone off. Everybody at home, we have it. So changes. Now, career development model, as I told you, get to know yourself. That means the children, identifying their potentialities, skills, personalities, interest, passion, all may fit in or may not fit in, but there is an avenue to talk about that and go with it accordingly in a very early agehood. So all I would say, step one, get to know ourselves. Step two, exploration, potential identifying. Step three, evaluation and preparation. Make some points, return. Step four, pilot implementation. Pilot means something plan it ourselves. Pilot study. Pilot study called anything you start with it in a full form. Pilot means smaller way. Start with it. Pilot study. That's why I say implement. Somewhat over a period of ages, that means from 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard, decision making. 2 years down the line of later. So we can make it some documented on each children, program it properly, carefully, diligently, intellectually, all kinds of. This is what demands now. It appears we can program it. Along with the Dr. Ravindra, as of wherever any academics and participants or anybody in this hall of today who is in the audience, we are ready to share upon those inputs. Career goals, short term, long term, we can plan it. As we said in the early career development model with the pilot study, something can be given to the children to make their interest connect as a pilot exercise, like baby exercise. We can call it by baby exercise. Let them enjoy. No, how many schools are giving school activity, chart with preparation? No, how much school activities are given to children? Similarly, career also we can talk about and give some baby exercise. Gain a new skill for that if it is needed. So online, everything is available. Make the children to groom up from the 5th standard, 7th standard itself. Let him feel like it. If you want to become a pilot, give him a white and white bearing dress code and make him wearing a super cap on top of. Make him a visualizing himself, not just by talking. Give him a white and white dress or coat. Give him a white cap, make him as a pilot approved, feel of himself, take a few snaps, put it on the floor or wherever on the notice, on the home photos, display it. I want to become a pilot. Great, good. This way, also make the children, get them into their life funny way. I believe it. My son used to have a stethoscope in his neck all the time during this time. My son used to have a stethoscope I bought him one stethoscope for him, given to him. Later, after 3 years of time, he left the stethoscope and he himself started with one thread with the whistle. I asked him, what do you want to become? What happened? What is interest? I want to become a PT master. Good, because his PT master was very close to him at the age of 8th standard study. Why I'm all saying in the biggest communicating to you, how children are grooming themselves for thinking, but lateral stage he got in something else. But it's all making him nourishing him self-interest on his own. Right. Similarly, new skill identifying, boosting himself into large companies, understanding, gaining of things what he knows, start his own feeling of it. In case I give you a business of this much, no money given to you, how will you plan, how will you sell? Many discussions, many programming, identifying his interest. Accordingly, we can counsel him, go with such kind of happening in the city life, go to those places. I took my son to IIT center, shown many machineries, army machineries, ammunition, during his 6th standard, 7th standard. But at last he got into commerce study. But everything he had seen his period of age. He could never see accounts book in the hand. It's a book material. But while he see machineries, seeing the big, cannon really in original form, in his original eye view. Now imagine it, how many times I took him to the science center, space research center in planetarium. We need to take children like those areas. That makes their sense getting opened up. These all can be programmed and given to any schools, colleges of today. Okay. So we can give something similar to connect. That's what I said, career goal examples, short term, long term, not a long term, short term. Anything available class centers, take him there, make him to sit, listen something. That makes little serious, but let's not take in only in a kid form. Make him into enter into some halls, listen those dialogues, anything happening in the across city or location, wherever you are near. Let him go and hear those voices. These all are the career progression programming for anybody for that matter. Start from 8th standard. Okay, good. Let's go with it. Today the going thing. Okay, very important I feel. Very important I feel. All keep aside, we were talking in the visualized concept. Now children should have the tendency of talking not alone, sensing not alone, visualizing not alone, but also make them to write, ask them to write. Very important, writing, because the writing is like a carbon paper to the brain. If you allow a boy to write it, you can't imagine what's going to happen. I want to experience of my own tell you. I made my son to act as it's a mono act. I have recorded video clip of more than 25 minutes, having a story, given a parrot to his hand, a doll parrot. He was at the age of 6 + 5, 11 years old. I gave him a play toy parrot. I told him, go and buy a parrot. That means, go to the shop, buy a parrot, make the parrot, take that parrot, go along, live with the parrot demise, passed away because of certain reason. You need to mono act by reading the story myself, I was reading it from behind, and he's supposed to act mono act, stage play. I recorded it. I still have that video clip, more than 20-minute runs. So hit that video, if I put it and make him to view, don't you have any time? My son used to ask me today, what, you don't have anything else to do? Why I keep on watching this stupid video for unknown reason? Okay, that's all fine. Because he's today 21, I said about 12 years, 13 years behind of it, himself, he feels very jokey viewing the video clip today. Why I mean say all this kind is, writing is quite important because his writing skills are formed. We can see what do you feel about after 5 years. You write yourself, write your own essay. I used to say, we can say about this. Today's upcoming children, we can talk about this. After that, yes, write it down. Boy, you please write it down. Girl, no, all babies write down whatever your interest. Let their brain open, bring that to open, fly whatever the way you feel, go with it. So that makes that interest start, lateral stage, we can just compare, consolidate, make him to read at the age of 12th standard. It would be funny, it would be fun time. But all are very important during the course of education, whatever he's doing in the school curriculum. Now gradually he can go with the steps of career planning after the 11th standard starts. There are several sets of career options are today. My previous old education time, science study was having hardly 7-8 subjects of career progression. Today, more than 38 to 45 streamlines available for science, particularly chemistry or particular chemistry, biology, physics subject. Everything has got specialized potentiality. My daughter, she joined in 11th standard. She's more interested with biology subjects. She's hating mathematics. What to do? I left the mathematics at class. Mathematics are important, but if we keep the girl to engage in mathematics, she will be highly pressurized. After all the assessment, I made the daughter to study pure science subject. So this way we can program our upcoming children. So that's why there are career planning. There are 6 steps. I can again read it out. Career option, researching the field, what it's going to be, targeting, how we can target on the educational ground over a period of time, UG, PG programming, credentiality development. The children should always read newspapers, show interest, what their interest. They no need to see anything. They just go to the column of science. If your column, read the column of science. If your column interest of finance, okay, read question and answer. Every day there are questions. Something like that, make the children to read newspaper every day. Job market areas, let them become adulthood kind of approach. Let's not make them adult too much. It's very bad if you make children to become an adult at the age of 11, 12. But then their sense should be touched on certain ground areas, nothing beyond, not beyond. Allow them to live with children as a children. That's very important aspect. Okay. Now career planning process. I told you 6 career planning. One is career option, researching the field, targeting, credential planning, job searching, mean what available, launch interest on the pattern of step 1, step 2 from the 6th, 7th or 8th standard, if not started. So all are right there. It's all very funnily we should take, not in a very bigger serious sense. As much as you give too much seriousness on certain things, to children, they get bored. Every children get bored after 3 months of any involvement. Let me tell you. You talk about the same topic continuously 3 months, they will lose interest, they go to the movie watching. Then they will talk, I want to become a cinema artist or director. Yes, you take that choice also. Then you go to the film technology understanding. These all can be talked about it for certain age level. That's a right way of spirit. No other choice at this ground. From college, start with free time of school time. Specializing plan, what subjects? Attracting job interest. Yes, we always look for a job. We always want to become a earner. That's very important. At certain age limit, very, very important. Money is the biggest importance. At the same time, money is not alone the maiden important. So, job market, what's all about internationally, globally, universally. Everything we have to put the words to children today. I know there is one school, boys were having a groupism. I want to refer about this point to you. All hope hearing my voice very pleasantly, I hope so, today evening. I have seen a group in a big school in Chennai, Adayar near. The boys were having studying 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard. These kind of boys. There are groups. I was just tend to raise. What's this? What group to? IT, non-IT. The children, their parents working in IT, they are called IT group. They don't touch and talk to non-IT group boys. It was quite funny. My father works in US. My father is in the Australia on project work. Offshore, parents, children having a group, they are grouped as a groupism. They call it by themselves, we are IT group. We don't allow non-IT working in accounts, other domain. I was shocked, quite shocked. What is going on? What all about it? My father is in Australia. Where is your father? My father is in Singapore handling some project. Most of the parents, mothers not in India, they are in other countries. Because of it, they have become a group. It's a quite serious. I'm talking a very fact. In Adayar, there is one school. Okay. And why I'm saying is this. The mind of people, mind of children, having a quite geoparadox. What to learn and how we are going to take them up. This way of people behaving. Children and parents. Likewise, I'm not talking about something on grounds of their earnings are different. A person. My father is in America, so I visited America. Did you visit US? No, then you are not in my group. You are not allowed inside. Well, so career planning process, I told you, self-exploring, career researching, experimenting, as I told you, third point. Number 4, decision making, career selection. It can be started from the age of after entering 9th to 10th, importantly 10th to 11th, because 10th to 11th is starting up with deciding on center of education like science, commerce, arts, humanities, many studies program. So we can decide after 10th later. But why not to start with the early? It only brings nutrition supplementaries, I can say, make the boys, children to understand. Nothing else. That's it. Let's not take it very serious, but yes, let's take it. And parents need to also understand the moment you decide the child is want to become, they also learn to get themselves educated by knowing inputs, go to searching, identifying those kind markets available, what all kind not. Parents should also feel it themselves and try make them, their children get attracted towards about what did we speak about it. The parents supposed to try make them attract, and we can share it with the teachers, faculties of the children. He is interested, so why not give him some inputs? Why not give some activity? Holidays time, let him do likewise. We can career progression planning, we can bring it to children. So that's why I would say here's some common example like mastering of the particular specialization we thought about, then attract interest on the job front, professional networking. What networking is not very important, but professionally understanding what's all behind and how to achieve, keep aside financially. I don't want to talk. What is the kind of okay salaries? What no, something like that, and other like desired industries. Many industries on front make the brands visible to the children. Assuming you want to become a, I want to test about the paracetamol medicine, like a person boy talk. I want to know how the manufacturing of the paracetamol, assuming then paracetamol, how it's made, who made this, the paracetamol is made by some well-known Glaxo or Dr. Reddy. I'm not sure. Paracetamol is the component. It's a property of medicine for fever, for fever. But paracetamol is the property name. That's it. Erythromycin, many more. So we need to talk about to him R&Ds. Then make him to view online some medicine lab centers, view things, sense it, experience it. That way we can gradually take him. And as I told you, 11th standard, we actually should come with exactly pointing what subject is going to take up. Because 11th is almost a deciding factor. Start with the early age, very good life the children pass through along with this child life. Everywhere, as the things now becoming training. Everywhere there are training model is given. Every activity in the US, you are going to become a married man. You need to undergo training for married life. India not, I don't know. You want to become a married man, then you should attend some training session. How to become a couple, married life. What are the basic qualities important? Because you're going to live a lifelong with your spouse. So Canada has got, I know Australia, US, and almost all the European countries, because they are lacking of married life. They don't know how to live a married life after 4 years, 5 years later. So everywhere there are training. India didn't fall that much line, it seems. Only after child married life, they talk about infertility. In India now, infertility center is huge amount of infertility is going on. That infertility centers grabbing money like anything. Every city has got this. So similar this, US have married life, how to go with it. There are centers. Professionally, you should get to learn about all these kind of areas and become important. So likewise, as I said, make your children get along with certain training activity. In the entire year of time, I would say maximum 5 training mandates. I mean, 5 training mandates is quite sufficient. It will make his brain connected to it. He will always have the visual understanding. He will never forget. So that will also make him quite important to his next line moving up over a period of time. It's all about, smart enough how the way we live our life. In spite of all the calamities are coming like COVID, previous time, this world war, this Russia-Ukraine war, prices have doubled up, economy zooming up, gas price all have got into highest change. Many changes in the price, commodities, rice, eating rice have become 30% growth happening in next 6 months time. These all are talked about in India today. Any moment the inflation is going to zoom like anything. So in this kind of time, along with our children, family, living life, we need to plan and smart way of thinking. Otherwise, you can go with the firefighting, no doubt about. We all in India live in the firefighting model only, not with the smart enough planning. Because we don't have time. We all are going behind our office hours, working all the time. Talking about our everyday activity, basic investments, life pension planning, early retirement. We all talk about it. At last, we always fall in middle. We always fall in middle, in spite of all the exercises we have been taking. Similarly, for as a subject of today, children, we can plan it by smart way. One is specific, smart, measurable. This is what I would call achievable. Programming ourselves like achieving programming. Make it more relevant to life. We all the time go and watching a movie, all the time go and watch a television serial with the children or IPCC match viewing. All good. No doubt about it. Along with it, why not start the watching movie alone, relevantly talking about the future of what you want to become. So that is also relevant. It's also entertainment for children. So relevance, that's why I say. Time bound, last time bound. These are the 5 important, I feel it, to put it across to all of you. I would like to complete the session. I took around 55 minutes, I hope so. And anything, please feel free. We are tend to look at your views, read the views, allow us to give us an opportunity along with the Dr. Ravindra will come forward, talk about the subject, how relevantly make the children come connect to the inner sense of their passion. Thanks very much, Dr. Ravindra. And I would like to complete the call and hand over to Dr. Ravindra. Thanks very much.
Yeah, very well discussed about the career planning and career options available. We can elaborate on in specific about each career option available for
Maybe somebody is keen to talk about in the participants. They can open their communication. In the middle, I would also program it. What exactly subject to the children? What are the career availability? that all can be no classified. That the classification you are looking for, I hope so. That classification, we will bring it in paper, hand over to you in sooner, very soon. Other participants, somebody like you,
The participants, if you have any queries, feel free to share observations. Or you can also share what else could be part of the presentation. Or, how do you feel? Any suggestions or inputs that can be incorporated as part of career planning? Feel free to share, discuss. You can unmute yourself, or you can raise your hand, or you can share in chat box. If there are no further queries, then it's okay. We'll move on, quickly look at the commemorative days today.
we can make as a group discussion, open their dialogues. Anybody's wanting to talk, start with some group discussion. I know there are people should have their own inner sense of things. But Ravindra, since our group is very small today, they can introduce themselves, talk about their own experiences.
Yeah. Today, we are commemorating the Quit India movement, also known as India August Movement or Bharat Chodo Andolan, which was launched at the Bombay session of All India Congress Committee AICC by Mahatma Gandhi on August 8, 1942. So the protest was initiated to demand an end to the British rule in India. Since the movement was held in August, it is also known as August Kranti or August Movement. The movement was started on August 9, 1942, and since then, the day is celebrated as Kranti Day or Kranti Divas. The day is celebrated by paying tribute to the freedom fighters and national integration speeches and other events. Mumbai's Gowalia Tank Maidan, also known as August Kranti Maidan, is a place where Mahatma Gandhi delivered his speech marking the beginning of the Quit India movement. Mahatma Gandhi, along with other leaders, gathered here on August 8th and 9th, 1942. The Maidan also houses a monument as a tribute to the historical event. In the speech at Mumbai's Gowalia Tank, Gandhiji called the nation to do or die in his speech. Within hours of speech, almost the entire INC was imprisoned without trial. Several national leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Abdul Kalam Azad, Jawaharlal Nehru, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel were arrested. And the Congress was declared an unlawful association. Leaders were arrested, and its offices all over the country were raided, and their funds were frozen. The first half of the movement was peaceful with demonstrations and processions. The peaceful protest was carried till Mahatma Gandhi's release. The second half of the movement was violent with raids and setting fire at post offices, government buildings, and railway stations. Lord Linthgow adopted the policy of violence. The Viceroy's Council of Muslims, Communist Party, and Americans supported the British. After the arrest of major leaders, young Aruna Asif Ali presided over the AICC session. Despite several police warnings and government notices for banning public positions and assemblies, a large crowd gathered at Mumbai's Gavalia Tank Maidan, where Aruna Sahib Ali hosted the flag. The final phase of the movement was marked on September 1942, where mobs getting together and bombings in the government places of Mumbai and Madhya Pradesh. The British refused to grant immediate independence and stated it could only be granted after the war ended. Finally, India got independence in 1947. 5 years after the Quit India movement was launched, India achieved its independence from British rule on August 15, 1947. So we offer our tributes to all the freedom fighters and the great freedom fighters and leaders who had sacrificed their lives and contributed to the freedom of the nation. So with this, we'll the next commemoration for today is National Handloom Day. The handloom sector is a symbol of our country's rich and varied cultural heritage and is an important source of livelihood in rural and semi-rural parts of our country. It is also process with minimum requirement of capital and power and provides flexibility to innovate to meet challenges in fashion trends and fast changing customer preferences. The Swadeshi movement, which was launched on 7th August 1905, have encouraged indigenous industries and in particular handloom weavers. In 2015, the government of India decided to designate the 7th August every year as a National Handloom Day. The first National Handloom Day was inaugurated on 7th August 2015 by Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji in Chennai. On this day, we honor our handloom weaving community and highlight the contribution of the sector in the socio-economic development of our country. We reaffirm our resolve to protect our handloom heritage and to empower the handloom weavers and workers financially and instilling pride in their exquisite craftsmanship. So let's all take the and share your selfie wearing Indian handlooms. So let's all promote the handloom and textile industry, where handlooms, and let's all contribute to the handloom industry and also eco-friendly clothing. As part of the various initiatives have been taken up by the government by identifying the clusters and financing them and providing training and exposure to weavers and allied workers for learning new weaving techniques, adoption of new technology, development of new designs and colors, learning about types of eco-friendly dyes and dyeing practices, exposure to basic accounting and management practices, familiarization with e-commerce. And HSS also aims to improve the fabric quality and improve productivity through adoption of upgraded looms, etc. Under this scheme, 90% of the cost of looms and accessories is borne by the Government of India, but the implementation is done with the full involvement of respective governments. And the construction of individual work sheds envises providing a working space for the entire weaver family close to their home. The unit cost of these sheds are 1.2 lakhs and are marginalized households, and female workers are eligible for 100% financial assistance. And there is a provision for engaging professional designers in the block level clusters and beyond to design new innovative designs and products. The scheme not only pays for their fees, but further outlay is available for providing additional remuneration to the designers for establishing market linkages. And under the scheme, freight charges are reimbursed for all type of yarns, and component of 15% of yarn subsidy is there for cotton, hank yarn, domestic silk, wool and linen yarn, and blended yarn of natural fibers with quantity cap, so that handloom weavers can compete with the power looms in pricing. Mudra loans under the scheme subsidized loan at concessional rate at 6% is being provided through banks to leverage these loans margins money of up to 25,000 for individual beneficiaries and up to 20 lakh per organization is provided. The ministry also bears the credit guarantee fee to be paid to the banks to encourage lending. The online handloom weavers Mudra portal has been developed for direct benefit transfer of margin money to weavers' accounts and interest subvention and credit guarantee fees to banks. To empower weavers and to enable the youth from weaver families towards career progression, MOUs have been signed between Ministry of Textiles and National Institute of Open Schooling and Indira Gandhi Open University for various learning opportunities. And Bunkar Mitra helpline for handloom weavers has been set up with a toll-free number 1800-208-9988 to provide single point of contact to handloom weavers across the country for addressing their professional queries. And under welfare measures, handloom weavers are covered under Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, and Converged Mahatma Gandhi Bankar Bima Yojana. The handloom brand, in short IHB, was launched in 2015 for branding high quality handloom products. IHP aims to provide a bridge between the weaver and the consumer, giving the former higher earnings and the latter an assurance of quality. All products under IHP are benchmarked for the quality of raw materials and processing, besides providing the origin from the hand-woven sector. And marketing assistance is provided along with expos, and district level events are organized regularly to provide a marketing platform to the handloom weavers. Weavers are also facilitated to participate in various craft melas held across the country. As a new initiative, 23 e-commerce companies have been engaged to promote e-marketing of the handloom products. Ministry of Textiles have been annually conferring various awards like Sant Kabir Handloom Award and National Handloom Award towards the excellence in weaving, design development and marketing efforts. To provide marketing facilities for direct selling of products to government departments, weavers, cooperative societies and handloom agencies are being facilitated by Office of DCHL and GEM authorities to register on government e-marketplace, in short GEM, in all states. And in order to build and create design-oriented excellence in the handloom sector, 8 design resource centers, in short known as DRCs, have been set up, each in 8 weaver service centers, in short known as WSCs, at Ahmedabad, Bhubaneswar, Delhi, Guwahati, Jaipur, Kanchipuram, Mumbai and Varanasi. Government of India is supporting the formation of producer companies across the country in the handloom sector as a trust area, with the objective to extend the benefits of various handloom schemes to the weavers, workers, in particular to those who are either working independently or the fold of self-help groups or producer groups. Ministry of Textiles has undertaken to develop craft villages in select handloom and handicraft pockets of the country on important tourist circuits for integrated sustainable development of handlooms, crafts and tourism, with the combined effect of both the state and central governments to promote traditional handloom textiles for providing additional marketing channel to the viewers of that locality. Craft handloom villages are being set up at Kanyama, Jammu and Kashmir, Mohapara, Assam, Sharan, Himachal Pradesh, Kovalam, Kerala, Rampur, Bihar, Moirang, Manipur, and Pranpur, Chanderi, Madhya Pradesh. So let's all take pledge and promote active handloom usage and contribute to the eco-friendly use and to the environment. And also support the rural livelihoods. And today is also National Happiness Happens Day. When we look at the history of Happiness Happens Day, in early 1880s, women social clubs began holding social events referred to as Happy Hour Club or Happy Hour Social Club. The concept continues to this day, thankfully, as Happy Hours. In 1912, Happy Birthday to You, the lyrics and melody to the famous birthday song appear in print for the first time with no credit reference or copyrights. The widely popular television sitcom airs for the first time, running through 1984, Happy Days, in January 15, 1974. In October 1997, McDonald introduces a packaged children meal complete with a toy in the Kansas market City Market. It rolls out nationally in 1979 in October. So happiness happens day, that is today, August 8th. Happiness is what people want most out of life. If we aren't actively looking for it, we are talking about it, spreading it, dreaming about it, or hopefully experiencing it. For many, it's a goal to be happy. Then there are those who always just seem happy. How do they do it? It is naturally in them or they do work for it. So the Secret Society of Happy People, founded in 1998 by Pamela Gail Johnson, was originally a secret society to allow members to talk about everything that made them happy because they were genuinely happy people. But they did so secretly so as not to allow overhearing Debbie Downers to rain on their parent. So from this came their slogan, "Are you happier than you admit you are?" They created Admit Your Happy Day in 1999, which eventually evolved to a Happiness Happens Day. In 2000, they declared the month of August as Happiness Happens Month because, well, why limit a celebration of happiness to one day? Every year, a theme is chosen for Happiness Month. In 2019, they encouraged everyone to acknowledge people who make them smile as the smile starters. The society offers many tools and resources to promote happiness, personally, at work, and in the community. For example, they created a happiness counter to help you recognize daily happy moments and tend to be overlooked. It lists 31 types of happiness that people often feel or experience throughout the day. At the end of each day, you can reflect on how many of them are experienced and realize the more moments of happiness that you acknowledge and embrace during the day. Over the years, more and more people have talked about happiness, how to get happy, be happy, find happiness, spread happiness. With this, the popularity of the society grew so much that so outgrow the need of secrecy is no longer beneficial. Sorry, with the popularity of the society grew so much so that they outgrew the need for secrecy. So in 2019, the group became simply the Society of Happy People. The next commemoration for the day is International Cat Day. International Cat Day is celebrated on August 8th. It was established by the International Fund for Animal Welfare to protect cats from abuse. Colin Page, lifestyle writer, marked this to bring awareness to the number of cats that need to be rescued every year. It was established by the International Fund for Animal Welfare in 2002 to purposely provide protection and support to the cats. The celebration of Cat Day was established by IFAW, or International Fund for Animal Welfare, to draw attention to strategies for keeping cats safe from harm. Its custodianship was later passed to the International Cat Care in 2000. Look at other aspects. In a British non-profit group that provides owners, veterinary professionals, and those that live the work with cats, the resources, support, and advice they need to care better for their cats. Cats are significant to be very sweet, domestic. So it's an international non-profit Britain group that provides cat owners, veterinary professionals, and those that live and work with cats with resources, support to advi- advise they need to care better for their cats. Cats are significant and be a sweet and domestic animal. They require constant care, and it is our responsibility to protect them. Cats are signified to be a very sweet and domestic animal, and they require constant care, and it is our responsibility to protect them. This day holds a lot of significance for animal lovers overall who want to protect and provide comfort and unconditional love to these small creatures and all other species. On International Cat Day, let's have a look at the Indian cat breeds that are popular around the world. Bengal cat, they inherited its appearance from the Asian leopard cat. They are muscular, large, with a low carried thick tail, but their wild appearance by its distinctive thick and marble coat. And Persian cat is a long hair bedded of breed of cat with big twinkling eyes and a round face with a shorter muggle. They are playful and a great companion for the household. And Bombay cat, a type of short-haired cat developed by breeding sable Burmese and black American short-haired cats. They are considered a rare breed with a sleek panther-like coat. Exotic. They are variation of Persian breed and are popular due to nature of its coat. Their grooming is much easier because they have short hair coats unlike Persian cat. Maine Coon, one of the oldest natural breeds originated in the US, whose distinctive physical traits, medium length legs, massive body covered Himalayan cat, extremely sweet and gentle cat which can adapt to any home type. They are usually white in color with a long fluffy coat. They also have a beautiful blue eyes similar to Persian cat. So with this, we shall conclude the commemoration of International Cat Day and International Dog Day, International Assistance Dog Week. The man's best friends are so called because of their loyalty, dedication towards their owners. Service dogs takes that dedication ever further, helping people with disabilities navigate their everyday lives. International Assistance Dog Week (IADW) was created to recognize all the devoted, hardworking assistance dogs helping individuals sorry, mitigate their disability-related limitations. The goal of IADW are to recognize and honor service dogs, raise awareness, educate the public about assistance dogs, honor puppy raisers and trainers, recognize the heroic deeds performed by the service dogs in their community. So let's quickly look into a short video. So they are the ones, our human companions, fellow companions who help the deaf and as well as the blind or similar population in their daily course and in their independent living. So with this, we shall conclude today's sessions. If you have any queries, you can feel free to raise your hand or share your comments in the chat box. Or you can unmute yourself. If there are no further queries, then we shall conclude. Kindly fill up the feedback form. It's been shared in the chat box. Dear participants, quickly fill up the feedback form. It has been shared in the chat box. You'll be receiving certificates and the certificates will be updated on the website. You can download your certificates within 15 working days or after 15. I will quickly show you from where you can download your certificates so that you can visit the website and download your certificates. While I continue to demonstrate, you can quickly fill up the feedback form. This is the website where you can find all the details. And here you can see International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2022 webinar series. You can just go through here daily webinars and conference details. You can click on this. And here you can find on the left side, you can see the navigation bar of the sites with navigation, and you can select the weekdays if it is on weekday, or if it is Sunday, you can select Sunday and just select the month and go to the respective date, 8th August. Here you will find the flyer. Just below the flyer, there is an option or the description to download your e-certificates. So the link will be updated here. From this, you can download your certificate. To receive daily updates, you can click on calendar and add this to your Google, Android, iOS calendars or Outlook calendars or Yahoo Mail, any calendar you use, so that it will daily remind you about the daily webinars and weekly conferences, and also it provides you website address is also provided in the message, so that you need not search for the joining link. Joining link is same for all the events. You can use the same link to join on weekdays and as well as Sundays. So it's clearly mentioned here: register, attend, provide feedback, and download your participation certificate for participated events from website from their respective web page by choosing the date and downloading in 15 working days or after 15 working days. So this is very simple. Register, and all the links have been provided here along with the joining link. You can join our Facebook group or Telegram channel to receive updates regularly, so that you won't miss any event, and also you'll also get updated occasionally on certificate generations and availability. Otherwise, also you can check website for your certificates. And attendance is being automatically tracked by the Zoom platform. So whoever is attending and filling the feedback link and meeting the eligibility criteria will get the certificates. So see you all tomorrow at the same time with a different topic. And also on occasion of August 15th, we are planning to organize a celebration. In that celebration, we are planning to invite a few quick presentations on 75 years of independence. In fact, the glory of 75 years of independence. So we invite everyone to share your quick presentations. It should not be more than 10 or 15 minutes. So we invite everyone. The link will be updated on the website. It is still in the process. So we will come up with that. Date is fixed, 15th August. Along with the Independence Day celebrations, everyone who registers and attends will get the e-certificate, a special certificate as 75 years of independence celebrations and Azadi Amrit Mahotsav celebrations, along with the presentation or participation certificate. All will be inclusive. So we invite you all to spread message, and if you are belonging to an organization, institution, you can collaborate for the event. We welcome you all to register as a participant speaker, or even if you want to collaborate as a collaborator, you have all the options available in the registration form. And if you want to collaborate, you can share your message, logo and signature along with your presentation. And we are also inviting all the speakers, presenters, panelists, and participants who have been attending all the series, international webinars, international conferences, and seminars, workshops as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We are inviting you all to share a message with greetings and wishes to us, so that we can, on that particular day, on the special celebration, we will add all the messages in a wonderful video and make it a wonderful video, and we can present it to everyone. And also we will share to all the stakeholders, especially even to government and other dignitaries also, that we are also part of this celebrations, and we can share it with everyone. Everyone can see it. We can be part of this wonderful event of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and 75 years of independence. So with this, we thank you all once again. Quickly fill up the feedback form, which is shared in the chat box. And see you all tomorrow at the same time. Before you leave the webinar, quickly fill up the feedback form.